Goes for the fake and forces a really bad touch off the net. Dylan's saving the day. How far wide that ball goes. I'm able to get the ball back, but Zach makes a really good read. Oh. All right, game one. Here we go, folks. Well, starting off immediately there with a Dylan drop serve ace. Unfortunately, this video was cut down to start right in the middle of Dylan's serve, so we miss the actual thing, but you get to see it drop right in front of Zach. Dylan in some good defensive positioning there, but Kenny able to find a lip going directly over him. But now we're able to erase the loss of the rock, paper, scissors at the beginning of the game. It always feels good to be able to get that off your chest early and come up with a break early in the game to give you the lead going into the rest of the game. It's always nice to get to 5 before the other team. So when you lose that rock, paper, scissors, if you don't find a break opportunity, sometimes you're just not going to get there first. Got a little bit of a double fault there on Kenny as he checks the net and tightens it up. Definitely seemed like it possibly could have been a little loose.
Go, Kenny. Here you go, Loma.
Aggressive high five there. All right. Looking for something myself. Oh, that one's a really good hit there by Zach. I actually had a little bit of a read on that, which was nice. Zach able to flick it over me despite my best efforts there. But I was up playing some body defense, looking for a little bit of a swipe touch. A little free ball off a missed drop serve there. Kenny getting a touch, but buries directly in the sand, not finding the net or his partner on that defensive block. Dylan finding a massive rock and throwing that under the net. We definitely ran into some issues with that, and that is how I lost my toenail the next day. But that's a story for another day. Dylan misses that serve. That one's going to hit rim and go back to Kenny. Goes for the fake and forces a really bad touch off of Dylan. That one going, I don't know, 10, 12 feet behind him. Not able to make a play on that one, and a break for Point Loma in order to maintain the lead. He steps out and backdoor gets the ace on me. That serve is really hard to defend. When he does that split step, sometimes that ball goes super wide, and so when he mixes up and goes with no spin on that one, sometimes it goes all the way to your left hand. So you saw me reach across my body. I'm not able to get a good touch there. He's forcing some errors off of a very, very difficult serve. Kenny buries that one into the rim. We're thankful that he stops his tear at 2. Vengeance down a full break here. Definitely not the situation that we wanted to find ourselves in so early in the game, but something that we are able to deal with. Luckily, it's early and there's plenty of time. It's usually good to manage how many points you have left and how desperately you need to serve. Both of us there able to potentially get something on that serve. Unfortunately, that one just goes right over the outstretched arm of Dylan, but the ball does at least go towards one of our players, which is always what you want. Zach hits rim, and that serve goes immediately to Dylan. You can see the confidence in his eyes. And there it is. There's that ace. A huge pop-off from both of us. We're excited. We're battling. We're finally catching up with Kenny's aces himself. Oh. And I think there's the oh my God from me. I am feeling Dylan right now. That serve going so wide, an amazing cut serve. That's Dylan's best right there. Point Loma calling a timeout after the 2 breaks in a row. They want to try and cool Dylan down. Totally makes sense. He is on a streak right now, and that gives us back the mini break, I believe. Which is, really important, especially early in the game. You want to be up early and you want to be up often. That's what Dylan and I say all the time. Up early, up often. There's a back door. Yeah, and Kenny handles that beautifully with his left hand. A routine 1, 2, 3 there. And they stop Dylan on his 2 ace tear there. Kenny going into the split step, his devastating version of the cut. And look at that, exactly like I said, going just to that high corner where it's not high, but Dylan's receiving it out at an angle right here. Makes it really tough to receive, and it just goes right off his fingertips. Going for another one. That one back doors into a tough situation. I'm luckily able to hit out of that Dylan with an amazing save there to keep the point alive. Kenny's just serving so well. And that was something we just dealt with the entire day. You'll see it happen. It's just how it went. That one pockets up. We'll look to get a second one here. We got 2 balls on now. I'm not going to decide whether or not I want one because apparently Kenny throws it to the observer. All right, second serve. That one does not look that high. I think that's the call there. It definitely wasn't a pocket, I don't think. I mean, maybe it was just there, but it didn't seem like I wanted to argue it at the time. So a quick setback, and Dylan swings that thing behind him. A quick little spin flick shot of his own. He's been doing that little like forehand flick, and it's really cool when he does it. Zach barely able to get there, maneuvers, dances around the net in order to find a hole there. I really felt like I was in a pretty good position there to actually make a defensive play. Zach maintaining composure in a rough situation there and finds a way around it. Going for the cut, barely able to get out there in time and flick it right around Kenny, who managed to get a touch. Unfortunately, not a quality one for them. Fortunately for me, definitely don't want to give them defensive opportunities here. We want to try and be as clean as we can on our side. Huge miss there myself, which is unfortunate. There, good serve. Dylan gets around it. Opportunity off of the body from Zach, and Kenny is not able to get to the ball. That one's going to be a hinder on Dylan. That results in a replay of the point. An unfortunate situation for Point Loma, who definitely wants a shot at that play and will not get it. That one, an easy lip up that we're able to play. Dylan flicks that around with a forehand. Very impressive play. It's just a really good hit. You see them both crash in the net, trying to put the pressure on Dylan and I, trying to create those opportunities with the body that Zach had on that one point and wasn't able to capitalize on because of the hinder. Oh, that one's a decent opportunity there. You know, Zach's in a pretty compromised situation, but unfortunately I've already gone down to the ground, and I'm not able to get a read on the fact that that ball's just going to be a pretty easy push, and that one goes past. Tough pass. Oh, no. I'm celebrating that one because Dylan bailing me out super hard. Definitely a rough first pass. Dylan giving me a shot at the ball. He betters that ball really well, but puts me in a situation where I have to make a pretty hard drop shot, and even with Kenny there, luckily I was able to find some sand. Big pass there, and Dylan's in the right spot. Unfortunately, Kenny's just too in system and is able to go right around, and that'll lead us into a rotation here. Zach going out wide, and that one's going to be no good. I think Point Loma wants to debate whether or not that is a pocket. It's definitely not a pocket. Dylan with a little lobster trap there. But, yeah, he's unfortunately not able to get that one on, and now Kenny serving to me. Not going with the split step this time pulling the foot. Bad pass off the net. Luckily, Dylan with an incredible set to give me the opportunity and a backhand put away for myself. Those are the kind of situations that I put Dylan in a lot to this point, and I believe we'll continue to put Dylan in these situations where he's really saving my ass here in serve receive. I mean, this game is all about control, and unfortunately, Kenny's serves are just so good that even when we are touching them, a lot of times the quality isn't good, and it puts your team in a tough situation that you're going to have to set and hit your way out of. Dylan doing the first part of that, the set, very well, and luckily I'm able to keep finding breaks for now. Zach with a serve there. Dylan receives it high and unfortunately goes right into the ground off of Zach. Able to get a little bit of a touch there, not anything that they can capitalize on themselves. All right, Dylan likes this ball, and he's feeling confident. You can see it in his stance. Oh, yeah. Why are we holding up a replay here? Do we have a ball on?
Here you go, Loma!
Oh, I think he was saying go to observers. I guess that one hits rim. It looked pretty good to me. Unfortunately, we're not able to hear that because they were recording a GoPro. Off the net. Dylan saving the day again, and me hammering it home. Definitely, you can see the frustration on my face here as my serve receive passes are just not going well. Dylan down at himself, which stinks. On that play, he definitely cramped up a little bit here, so you see him put his leg up in the air. We're going to try and stretch him out a little bit. We'll take our injury time out and try and get things back together. You know, cramping's a big thing in our sport, and I've been fortunate enough to never cramp myself during competition, but I've seen other players, it happen to them a lot. Dylan, it's happened to him a couple of times this season. He's really good at recovering from it. There are other players that once they start cramping, it's really just over for them, and it's just a matter of time before they're not able to recover from it. Dylan, though, a very resilient player, and luckily he starts feeling good here. You can see he's already ready to go, and Point Loma has not come back from our timeout yet. Just a competitor. He's just really good at that. He's really good at the mind over matter stuff too. So you know, luckily he was able to save that, and we'll be able to compete for the rest of the match. All right, Dylan going for another attempt here. That one drifts high. Second serve here. Dylan not liking that one. Decent enough touch from Zach. Oh my gosh, and then impressive tweener there, jumping over the net. I was really there for the inverted hit to the side of him, but I did not read the tweener there, and so I'm out of position, and Zach finds himself a kill in a tough spot. It wasn't a terrible pass. It was a good set, but Point Loma definitely uncomfortable in those situations, and those are the ones that you want to touch. You want to make sure that you capitalize on, and unfortunately that just doesn't happen for us. Oh, going for the drop there, and that one is not good enough. Zach finds a couple of those, I think, later in the game, and they're just really good when they hit. They're pretty much free balls when he misses, but if he hits that front pocket, it'll just die right off the net. Let's go. Thank you, Roger44 for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the community, my homie. All right, looks like we're talking over something here. Probably serve order. I don't know, something. We're talking about it forever. Thank you, Kid Wonder 34 for the follow. Thanks for throwing a set into the tip jar, my dude. Zach lining up. Dylan with a pretty good touch here and flicks it right down the middle. Zach actually getting a little bit of a touch on that, but not enough that he's able to control the ball with. And that serve will then go to myself. Massive overhand serve, and that one goes high over the short Kenny Ortega. Definitely have to dip lower on these if I'm trying to keep them in. That one will work, but a good pass, and Kenny able to finish strong on that one. Definitely a little bit out of position there, but Point Loma is just good at doing that. Thanks for the follow, Roger. And thanks again for that Twitch Prime sub. I really appreciate it. All right, Kenny with the split step here. Usually goes out to the right, goes across his body, and goes for a cut serve out to the right. and that's what he does. Look how far wide that ball goes. I'm able to get the ball back. But Zach makes a really good read, goes back on my ball, knows that I am out of position there. He puts that away himself. Beyond impressive. Good play by them. That'll be a different. That really was the difference maker in this match. It gave them their opportunity to get that break there. And Dylan just destroying that ball to the right. Definitely frustrated by that last point. He made a really good set, and I felt pretty good about my hit. That's about all I could have done with such a bad pass. Definitely need to control that pass. That's why serve receive is so important in this. And Dylan buries that one in the rim, unfortunately. Getting towards the end of game one here. Going to need to find a break relatively fast. Zach lining up. Goes for a drop. That one does not connect with the front. Kenny able to get in front of it, but not able to get the ball to go up. It goes directly into the sand. And now I will get to serve after we shake the camera a little bit. Thank you, observer. Another high serve, not dipping low enough. Hey, Captain Brock, thanks for the cheer, man. I appreciate it. It's going really well, Captain Brock. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. We're just going over nationals because it's the end of the season now. This was our last game. We took 4th. All right, going for a second serve here. And that one no good off the back rim. That'll do it for game one. Point Loma takes that game. And we'll look for something better in game two. Let's go ahead and switch over to that now. Stats on game one here. So here are the Isaac stats. Isaac, break it down for us. So you have Point Loma here. Kenny Ortega with a massive 83% serve percentage. That's what kept them in the game the entire time. And also with 3 aces to boot. His points won on serve as a percentage was 33. Absolutely impeccable and very hard to contend with unless you're going to have somebody going off on aces pretty much just as much. Zach Wood also serving an amazing 75%, 0 aces and 0 points won on serve. But you see that the serve percentage there is impressive for both teams, and that leads, or for both players, and that leads to a lot of their success. On our front, Origin Benjamin Dylan Fogarty has 3 points won on serve. His ace percentage when on was 38%, showing you the value of a made serve by Dylan Fogarty. His serve's absolutely devastating when it's on and hitting, and his 3 aces there were were invaluable to our team at the time. All of them early on in the game. He does have 2 aces against him, though. Kenny's serves were definitely difficult to contend with on the day. And that kind of breaks down, where Point Loma got some of their breaks. I had 1 ace against myself as well. Again, contending with Kenny's serve is pretty hard, and Kenny had those back-to-back aces on us early in the game. I did have my 1 spike returned, which was the difference maker in a game where Dylan and Kenny had pretty much canceled each other out. And my serve percentage is a mere 50%. Definitely not something I'm known for. I definitely take pride in the fact that I actually make my serves and give us at least opportunities to play or for the other team to make mistakes. And this leads to a massive difference in how we're going to find a way to win. So the final score on that one, 21-19 Point Loma. They were up the break going into our serve there, so they definitely had a good advantage. And now we'll see what happens going into game 2.